Hey, good morning, folks. AJ, the CEO here, and I am on my way to Abundant Life. We talked about going to be installing a digital wall there now that they're moving to their sanctuary from the original building that we did some work on. That I'll tag the video into that. Another thing what I'm doing with this video is I'm actually using the new Blackmagic camera app here on my iPhone. So that's what I'm going to be using to record this and play along with this. So it's going to be kind of dual purpose. I might separate this into a separate video, but the main thing is they started building the infrastructure for supporting the digital wall. I believe this is going to be a 12 by 9 or something like that. And the numbers are probably I'm off on the numbers right now, but the main thing is I'm getting over here to start running the cables for the camera, the video feed that's going to power the wall, the cables for the cameras, running internet and an Ethernet cable to each one of those camera locations, and also pulling a shielded cable to put there in the vicinity somewhere for the instruments. Again, I don't know where that's going to go, but we got it there, and I'm going to see how far we can get. I doubt we're going to get all of this done. But again, I'm just pulling cables right now, and I have one extra camera. They're going with another camera to be in the baptismal area, like I've talked about before in that multi-camera video that I did that I will tag up here. I do have an Tenveo one, and again, my apologies. I've been meaning to review that video. I already have it recorded, just been having some issues with editing, so I will get that up as soon as possible. But this is a 10 to 12x PTZ 4K, which is going to be really cool. Now, it only has HDMI out, so I do have an HDMI to SDI converter, so I'm going to be running 4 SDI cables for the cameras with a fifth one that's going to be connected to an HDMI to SDI converter to send that signal back, and then another SDI coming in the other direction to feed a video feed, similar to what I did at Good Shepherd. That's going to provide the video over to the digital wall. So let's get over here, and it looks like my mic's really hot. But anyway, I might have to re-record this. But anyway, let's get over here to the church. Alrighty, so we are in here. As you can see, they have drywalled this off where that's where the digital wall is going to be. And I'm just going to start eyeballing where some of these cameras can go. Most likely, obviously going to put one in the back center, maybe one over here, another one flanking that side, another one here in the front, and then I need to get behind here, and the other camera is actually going to go back there. So the intention, let me flip this around here. Let me see. So the idea is an outlet is going to go back here somewhere, and the rack that powers the digital wall is going to go back here. They put an outlet for me on the other side of here. So let's see if I can get back there. So what we're gonna, oh, there's the entrance right there. All right, so what we're gonna do is back here, as you can see, this is called closed off. There's my outlet that's gonna give power to the wall, to the digital walls. And I need to get access to the converter that I need for the camera. Most likely, I will probably put that in. That's brick. I'm gonna put the camera probably over there, since it's already wires going there. Gonna put it there so it can look down here and see the baptismal. Or I could put it on this side. Doesn't really matter. Putting it in an angle will get me closer to the outlet as well, and it will allow me to actually, be able to tie into that. I probably need to find a board and put it across so I can go into that with this mount. And because if I put it maybe right above this seam, that would get me close enough to here, and it will give me a good angle to be able to look here. I don't know if they're going to close this off. I hope they don't. If not, then I might have to put this out here somewhere. But I will formally find out about that. There's already a hole there. I can run my coax down there. I just need to find where that is. So let me get my tools in and let's get to work. All right, now while I'm doing this, I'm also gonna have to open this up. We're gonna move the clock because obviously the clock is not moving, so it's not on. I'm gonna um, open that up, make a hole where the mount would go, and then see about getting to where this chase of cables are. It looks like I got enough space. Only two cables are going in there. So we're gonna do four SDI cables need to go in there. Four Ethernet cables need to go in there. And no, excuse me, five SDI cables need to go in there. Five Ethernet cables need to go in there. Six Ethernet cables now that I think about it. And my math is all off. Let's do this again. We got four cameras in here, a fifth that we're getting ready to put in there. So that's five. Five SDI and five Ethernet cables there. We need to also have another SDI cable that's going to power the digital wall. That will go in here. So most likely, I need to figure out if I need to run some additional ones. So if it's only going to be a digital wall here, no projectors, no TVs or nothing, we're good. But I don't trust that. So most likely we're going to run maybe honestly a total of 10 cables, maybe 10 SDI cables here. So that way, if we ever decided to put anything else, if they ever decided to put anything else here, we already got the cables ran. So most likely this is going to come down. I'm going to put a wider conduit here that can hold more cables and we'll be good to go. And I'm not going to go in here because I don't know if the alarm is on. I got the key just to get into this part. So I'm going to get my drill, open that up, and then we'll see if I can find over there and we go from there. All right, so they had a 2x4 left over. And what we're gonna do, oh, there was some right there. I didn't even pay attention to those. But we come back over here. Like I said, Pastor Gary just got here. But the idea is this will be bridged over here. And this will give me a place to screw into for the camera. But I need to see, I mean, I still got enough room to get over here if need be. But I want to see, I would assume they're going to close this off. But either way, we just put a brace. I can actually cut it so it fits inside of here. So I have something to screw into there. And even if it's drywall, that's more than enough for this. All right, we got one cable pulled. I might actually use this as a pull string to pull the rest of them back this way because I need to pull two of those and an Ethernet cable to power the camera. So we'll see. Or I might just walk it back. I don't know. Man, my math is so off. I actually got to pull three because it's the camera that's going to be up here that's facing the congregation. That's one. We already have the baptismal camera. That's two. And the SDI cable for the digital wall. That's three. Then I need two Ethernet cables for either one of the cameras. So that's another. So that's five cables. What I'm thinking about doing is putting a PoE switch in here somewhere. And then that way I only need to run one cable all the way back there. Or actually relocate their PoE switch over here. So all of that will be in here. Maybe I'll put it inside the rack. All of the cameras will terminate here. When you flip that on, the system on, that's what turned the cameras on. And then I only have to worry about one cable going all the way back there. I'm probably going to pull two just for redundancy. And there might already be one here, but I'm just going to pull one. And yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to run all of my cables and let them terminate over here. And then after that, the PoE switch will stay up here. The only thing now I have to run back there are the 5 to 6 SDI cables that go all the way back to the media room. Oh, all right. So this one The SDI cable that's going to be for this front camera is right there. The green is going to be for the main internet coming here. And then with a PoE switch existing back here, we'll run an Ethernet cable, which would be a lot easier from here to the camera right there, and as well as the one that's on the other side of this wall. And possibly the two cameras here, and maybe pull one more cable for the one in the back. But I still need to pull one more cable. I have two SDIs, like I said, for the camera up here and the other one. I need to run one more that will be for the signal here. Now, to be honest, I'm not sure if an Ethernet can go that far if I'm sending the signal from the converter that's going to break up the signal for the digital wall. So I still got to run. No, I don't have to run another. Oh, I do have to run another Ethernet cable. I need to pull the one that's going to be for the digital snake. Now, the other thing I was thinking about is maybe popping this molding. And it looks like I can. The way that molding is, hold on, let me see if I can zoom in here. See that molding? It has some space. I'm wondering if I could just run my SDI cable and Ethernet cable behind there, and then we can run it back. We'll see. All right, I'm starting to get a little confused right now. I pulled another cable and I had to sort it out. So first off, this cable is for this camera that I have that green one going all the way back there. The other green one that is going up under the door, that is going to be the one that provides internet to this side of the building. So a PoE switch for all these cameras are going to live back here, which is going to power this, those two, the one in the front that I'm getting ready to put the mount on there, and the camera in the baptismal pool. So 5 Ethernet cables are going this way, but 5 SDI cables are going back this way. So up here, the white SDI cable is in the baptismal area. That's already there. This black one, which by mistake I pulled, but it does work itself out, that is going to be the one that says the feed from here back. I also have another black cable back there, which is for powering or sending the signal to the digital wall. And this other green cable is the one that I pulled where I looped over from the camera in the baptismal pool. So I need to have another Ethernet cable to power this camera. And we're going to pull 2 more over there on the sides. Those are all going to come this way, Ethernet cables. So we got 1, 2, 3 already pulled. 4, 5 are going back here to get power. One line is what's bringing the internet here. We also have an SDI cable going here for the digital wall. This black cable is going to the back. It needs to be extended to the media room. The white cable is terminated up there. I need to extend that. These 2 cameras on either side need to be extended back. And I need to pull a new SDI cable for the camera in the back. Whew. Okay, I got it. So now, oh, there is power over there. I thought the power was off. So I need to get my hammer drill because that's brick. I'm going to screw in the mount for there. And I'm going to try and terminate. There are 2 cameras that weren't mounted. I'm actually going to mount them, and then the TV, the 65, is going to be mounted above this, which is going to be the confidence monitor. So hang these 2 cameras, mount them, temporarily power them up, make sure they're working, and then do a tester on this line to find which line is internet. I cut these white cables here. These are already going back. I'm probably going to terminate these and put a tester on them to see where they are, because this does not need to require power. So I might not even need to run this whole cable. If I don't, I am going to, I need to pull one more cable, which is for the shielded cable, which is for the S16 snake. Yeah, that's it. All right, folks, it is day 2. We're back, and it looks like they've done some work after I left. I guess some of the outlets that they had in the floor they had done. Looks like they pulled they were able to get the snake completely gone. So what I'm gonna do, and somebody left the light on, so I know it's electricity in those outlets. What we're gonna do is get the mount for this front camera done. I might try and mark off before I do that, mark off the placement for the other ones that are gonna flank the sides, because we're gonna run those through the molding because they're gonna do some new molding up there. Um, and I'm thinking about changing the camera. Um, the Tenveo that I have back here, I think I might change that. Um, but we do have something to cut the studs here, and this actually might be smart now I got the nails in it. But we're gonna put that up so we can put the block in place back here. Now that there's space, I may be able to pull the shielded cable up, or at least drop it down. That's gonna be for the S16. Yeah, that's it. That's the other cable that I need to pull. And I think that's it. That'll be my last trip to my knowledge up in the ceiling. And then we're going to concentrate on removing this. I have a wider conduit that's going to run and put all my cables in there. And I don't want to go on this side because I think the alarm is on. But I am going to replace this one right here. Start it to get it to right there. And then when everybody gets back, we start trying to get the cables going all the way back to the media room. And I think that's all I'm going to do today. Because again, mainly this was just the wiring, getting everything in place. I don't know where the band is going to be because it's going to be kind of tight up here. And last thing I want is to run the cable here, and then the band is actually on the other side. So the rest of the shielded cable I'm going to leave up here. I have 200 feet. I think that should be more than enough to get back there. If not, then we're gonna have to do a coupler and run. I don't know the length that's needed, that's rated for connecting the Behringer to the S16. I'm gonna look that up. But if not, we're gonna have to figure out some way to bridge that distance. I think 200 is gonna be more than enough. But anyway, let me get this one cable. Let me drop it down here, because I'm gonna just leave a little bit on this side, maybe about 15 feet on this side, and then drop everything else on this back side so that I have somewhere to go, and then we'll start doing the conduit. Actually, no, I'm gonna start doing the conduit here right now because that's easier for me to do, and I can pull this down and then at least have a raceway and then go from there. Alrighty, we got the new raceway conduit, whatever, done. And what we're gonna do now is pull this piece down. I have my 2-inch masonry bit. We're gonna open up a hole right there to make that significantly bigger so we'll have enough room for my cables and any other existing cables. Alrighty, so I actually just got, let me flip this around. All right, so my plans changed just a little bit because Pastor Gary just gave me the check, so I need to order the digital wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this double gang box here in the wall so that I can run the power cables that are gonna hide behind here. Normally I always ran them to the side, but the fact that this is open in the back and I had them put an outlet here, all the cables are gonna be hidden. They're gonna go through the wall, and then also maybe even dig a hole out this way so I can run the cables back in here for powering the digital wall as well too. I mean, sending a signal, that is. Well, that was easy. So as you can see, I got a beeline right there for the outlets, and that's big enough for um, both of the plugs to go in there and connect in, and that's a dedicated circuit, so we should be good to go. Alrighty, so instead of doing this, I decided to put it here because this will give a good angle, and then I can always lower this. What I'm probably going to do is secure the adapter on this other side. And to be quite honest, I might actually change out this camera into one that is SDI, and then I don't need to use the converter at all. But this is the one I have right now, and I probably will change this. So the thought is this will give me a good angle right here for the baptismal area. Um, and again, this is the camera that I had. I would rather have an SDI one. So I'll probably repurpose this for another ministry that actually I can use a fiber optic HDMI, but because of the runs, how far of a distance it is. This is why I have to do SDI. So this is temporary. And then there's the hole for the screens that we're going to do. So this part is done. I'm going to work my way back up to pull the, um, I'm not going to do that. I was going to go back up there to pull the shielded Ethernet cable for the snake. But again, I don't know what side that's going to be on. So I'm going to just leave that alone for right now. All right, we're making good progress. Not exactly as much as I wanted, but we do have one camera up. I'm getting ready to mount the other one. I already have the cables terminated. All of these, I have black keystones that are going to cameras. Blue is for the main internet coming in. We've got cables terminated. I was getting ready to spend a whole lot of time trying to figure out which one is which, but it doesn't matter because I can always just plug that into the input for a camera or put it for output. So not that big of a deal. All of this part is done. We're going to run 2 more Ethernet cables, which are going to power the cameras coming from the side. So we're probably going to come up here and then route over to this way, the same way on that side. And with the SDI cables going back there, I'm gonna see, it looks like I may have left my masonry bit at home. So I'm not able to open up the wall there as much as I wanted to. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back all my cable that I ran. So that's over here, maybe try and fish this cable around and at least put it inside the conduit and then bundle up everything right here so we can work towards that when I have my masonry bit. And I should be able to fish everything through that hole. That was the existing one they had. And then all these cables are going to go back inside this conduit. And yeah, we'll get it done some way, shape, or form this way. Like I said, I'm going to connect. This is the Ethernet cable that's going to this camera. And I need to pull another SDI cable that's going to be here. So like I said, I'll probably fish it through here and just leave it so that I can run along in a cable once we get all of that part done. Alrighty, so we got the cables pulled through here. I need to extend the ladder to get that part, but that's not a rush because I still have to run this one up and over and make enough distance for that. But we got it ran through here. We'll probably cut another piece for that. And we got it to right here. And what I'm going to do is pull these cables back through and probably seal that up so that I can actually make a clean cut all the way through. But that is going to be a serious cut through to get to right here. I actually might go higher and see if I can come through that way, but I'm not 100% sure. But I didn't get the cables into the hallway, but I was able to pull all these cables out and everything is right here. We are right there. We just got a little bit further to go and figure out how we're going to do that. And I have more than enough space inside of there. So we're going to run 1 more Ethernet and 2 more SDI cables, but we got plenty of room there. And I didn't get a chance to do the mounts here. The other camera I'm going to put back, I don't have an extra screw there to secure that. I'm going to look one more time. If not, I know I have more than enough cable, so I'm probably going to shorten that green cable when I come back. And tomorrow, I'm just going to actually bring my extra PoE switch. I'm just going to set it back there and just plug it in to make sure that all 3 cameras are moving, that they're getting power. I don't have anything to get video from them, but that's not a big deal as long as they're all moving, because all of the cameras are going to be done here. And the video signal is what goes back. So let me see if I can find one of these screws, put that up there. If not, we'll be back tomorrow. Hey, good morning, everybody. AJ here. We are back at Abundant Life. Actually, I was under the weather this past week, So I haven't really been doing a lot of videos, so I'm doing a lot of catch up. I've been working here for about 3 days. Y'all haven't seen those videos because they were all crammed together in this one, so I'm just gonna pin this. But we're here and we ordered the digital wall, which is supposed to be here today. So I'm trying to get some little stuff done and just waiting for, I didn't get a time yet when it's supposed to be here. So I got here around like 8:15 and we're doing a little bit of work. Let me show you what we've got so far. So the small rack that is going to house the converter for the digital wall, I set right here. This is the extra PoE switch here. I'm using that temporarily. We do have one of the lines ran here. Now I have not gotten everything ran through there yet, but I do have my masonry bit, so I'm getting ready. I got the power back on and I'm about ready to drill a hole through into the other side of the hallway. And I'm kind of hesitant right now because I got into this part of the building. I'm not sure if the other part has an alarm on, so I'm just gonna wait. I will try and drill that hole in there. I pulled the wires out so I can widen the hole. The other thing that we got is once I have this powered up, I'm gonna make sure that we got a connection. I think I found another screw for that PTZ back there for the mount. So I'm gonna shorten the cable, do a little piece of conduit, which I think I left at home. But anyway, we're gonna put a piece of conduit there to hide the cables going to this back PTZ. I have a longer shielded Ethernet cable and I do have a coupler, so I'm trying to decide if I should run this cable and leave all this access in the ceiling and then run the other extension that will go into the hallway once we open that up, that hole up there. The other thing, there's an access point that's gonna live in here, so I might probably put it right against this wall right here so it has access to here, or I might just actually put it center right here, and then because I'm gonna run these cables back around this way so the conduit will be white and it comes to here, and then I'll just do an extra Ethernet cable that will be the access point here and run that all the way back since I need a PoE injector for that one. And I think I probably should have made that SDI cable a little bit longer so I can wrap it around, but anyway, we got that. I'm gonna start marking off. Thankfully, they haven't started painting or anything like this, so it makes it real easy for me to put my 2x4s that are gonna support the digital wall here. And that's about it. The main focus I want to get done is to get these cables ran all the way back into the existing media room where they're still gonna live. And if I have that done, all the stuff in the hallway is done, and now all I got to do is concentrate on this. I might run an additional 2 cables now that I think about it right now, that are 4 cables, excuse me. No, 2 that are gonna go for the cameras that go on the sides there, because those have to go all the way back. But then the Ethernet cables are gonna go back to the front to that PoE switch. So I need 2 more SDI cables this way, another Ethernet cable for the PoE switch, and then all of the wiring is going to be done. And then I'm going to try and get all that done as much as possible. And then I'm not even going to start doing the digital wall. The main thing is to bring everything inside because they just drop it here. And then I'm going to bring everything inside the sanctuary. Maybe do the, put the unit in the rack mount, and that's about it. But let's see what we can do, and we go from there. Alrighty, so I got the access point mount in place, waiting for internet connection, and thankfully I left this extension cable was still here. Hopefully that outlet is still on because I want to power this on and see if we get some motion on that camera. So there we go. Let's see. And no. So this receptacle must be off. All right, let's see if we can find which one that is. But let me show you what we got back here. So We got our center mount. I need to reset that and set this up brand new. And I need the QR code on the back. So that's the reason why I didn't mount that, because that would have been a pain. Got all my extra cable here that we're going to run through the wall. And those receptacles. All right, we got that backlight there. Trying to see. I'm trying to flip. Oh, front wall lights. There we go. So we should have power now. Alrighty. Now let's see. And I guess I could have tried this outlet, but oh well. And no, still nothing. I left that on. So let's plug it here and see if we get something. Yay! So we'll know. The PoE switch got something. Yay, and we got power, and there we go. Very nice, very nice. All right. So all of this is good, and we should have power on this one back here as well, too. And boom, there we go. And I might actually turn that camera to the side so that will be fine. And I'm probably going to replace this camera, honestly, completely so that I don't need a SDI converter and we'll power everything. What I think I'm going to do is open up a hole here. No, actually, that light is right there. Trying to think how I'm going to do this, but anyway, we got that there. I'm going to turn that camera to the side so its default position will always be facing this direction, and that should be fine. Yeah. So let me clean my mess up back here because we don't need this, and then we'll do some other work out in the front. All right, we got power on this one as well too. Now I went and got another hole saw, but man, that is taking a minute. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get through there anytime soon. But what I'm gonna do is do a test on the Ethernet cables that I just pushed back through, because hopefully I could repurpose these. One of these is going to be for the access point. The other one is going to be bringing back main internet. If that runs all the way back, I can just tap onto this and I don't need to run these all the way. The lines have already been ran. But let's see what we got. And then technically, I got a call back. I can't remember if I recorded this or not, but I got a call back from the shipper, not LED Nation, but the people that are delivering it here. I thought they were going to deliver it today. They said, no, it's going to be tomorrow. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. Not really a problem. Let me take that back. I'm not going to be here. I have to go do 2 on-sites down in Atlanta just for the day. So I'm flying down in the morning, coming back the same day. So I won't be here, but talk to Pastor Gary. He's going to be here. They're just going to roll everything in. And then when I get back, maybe Thursday, I have a state inspection Thursday, might come over here, just unpack everything. And then I know I have a recording engagement. I have to record like a concert and a group. So I need to get set up for that. And then possibly Friday, but I have to get back over to Union Baptist, not Union Baptist, Hood Temple, because their stuff is offline. I ordered a whole bunch of cables and stuff. They're supposed to be here today, hopefully, so I can get everything done, get their sound system back up and running after rerouting their cables. So we're going to have to make that work. Might have to be Saturday or something like that, so I can get them up and running after moving their cables up off the floor. Y'all didn't see that video, but I got called back to do that. But anyway, let me turn everything off here, do a test on those lines outside, and then we'll go from there.